Hey there, greetings. This is going to be a general read that was inspired by a download that I got from Spirit. Actually, it's been kind of coming through kind of like in a domino effect. Like you get some and then you get a little bit more later on. So, yeah, some of you guys, you know how that is, where you get like channel messages and it'll like come in and then like, little bits and pieces, and then it'll start to start to make more sense, or more guidance or more information is, given. So, if some of you guys have a problem with my delivery as far as like me sharing my testimony or me talking in between, because the cards are just a physical tool, they're not the base of my gift. So if I'm speaking and I'm not shuffling or I'm not talking about the cards, I'm still channeling, I'm still sharing. If I'm talking about something, if I'm sharing a story with you or an experience of mine or someone close to me, it's for a reason. Whether you resonate with it or not, it's for someone else. If you don't like my delivery, because I'm not just a straight shooter, like just read cards and then that's it. I'm a messenger, my own way, in my own way. So whether you resonate with it or not, it's cool. It's up to you. But I'm not going to switch up my delivery. So I had somebody say something real ignorant, saying I talk too much. And if you feel like I talk too much, then cool. Like there's plenty of other readers that you could watch that, fit you. Okay. But I'm not going to minimize my message, whether it's meant to be lengthy or it's meant to be a straight shoot message. It's going to be just straight shoot. If not, it's going to be lengthy. However, I'm meant to channel. It is what it is. So, anyhow. All right, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Before I do, you guys know how I like to do. I like to pray over my reads, command the space to be of peace and love and all of that, and protect my viewers that are meant to receive this message. So let's go ahead and start with the prayer, and then we'll get into the channel message, and then we'll pull cards. That's how we're going to do it, okay? All right. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your divine presence during the time of this reading. Our angels and ancestors and guides that have our best will and intentions, we welcome you in, your presence in. Archangel Michael asks that you protect us, each and every one of us. May each and every one of you that are watching be blessed by the way that are meant to receive this message, that come here with love and peace. I send it back to you tenfold. Archangel Michael asks that you protect us and cover us, any spiritual energies that we are tapping into in the spirit realm, any spiritual gateways or portals that we're opening as we tap into this guidance, the message that is coming down from the divine to us in the physical realm. I ask for divine protection, that nothing, any source of darkness try to come in and latch into on any of our energies or into our spaces, our environments. Holy Spirit, protect us and shield us at all times, especially during the time of this reading and this message. We cast down any false guidances, prophetic insights, false imaginations, false truths, any divinational spirits that project false guidance and false light. We bind you and we block you. If there's anything going on with me personally, I put it to the side during the time of this message and this reading, Holy Spirit. And I ask that you use me as a divine vessel to speak only what you want me to speak on, see only what you want me to see, and hear only the voice of the divine, and that connected to the divine. The angels, the archangels are our guides and spiritual team that are divinely assigned to us. I also ask, Holy Spirit, that this message bring peace and clarity and provision and insight. I shield this in love and light, and in Jesus' name, amen. I just want to say this, you guys, too, before I even get into this reading, that please use your discernment, because not everything is meant for you to hear, even though it sounds good. It may or may not resonate with you at the time. It may not come to pass at the same time as everyone else. I don't expect it to. I want you guys to use your discernment, hear with divine ears, not out of ego, out of desire, projecting your desires and your fears into something. Make sure that you're hearing what you're supposed to hear, okay? So that is my will and intention for you. for those that are meant to receive this message anyhow. Use the guidance when you watch readings or when you're receiving any prophetic insights, messages, whatever. Make sure that you take it up with spirit to confirm what you're hearing and what's coming to you, regardless if it sounds good or not. Make sure that you are hearing what you're supposed to, or you take out of these messages, if you're watching collective readings, that you're tapping into what you're supposed to hear, okay? And throwing out whatever else is not for you, right? All right, so channel message. So like I said in the beginning of the live, I be getting downloads, and this is a download I've been getting for a little bit, and sometimes it comes out in my personal reads that I'm doing for people too. So if you're watching this again, it's another confirmation of revelation for you. I have a whole I have like a few papers that I wrote down my channel message, so I'm going to share that with you before we pull any cards. But before I do as well, a spirit animal that I was led to, I think it was a lizard. The lizard, it should be the thumbnail. I might change the thumbnail after the live, but the lizard came up. And I remember seeing a tiny little lizard. It was like, where was I at? It was either on the beach. It was like somewhere. Yeah, it was by the beach. But it was in like it was in like a little patch of plants and flowers or whatever. It was a tiny baby little lizard, and it caught my attention. That was last Friday. But anyway, so the message of the lizard, it says, pay close attention to your dreams, okay? Especially reoccurring themes and images by keeping a dream journal and meditating on their meanings and messages. Side note, this is not in the book. This is just a side note real quick. When you do receive messages in your dreams, and you journal them, meditate on them and ask spirit to confirm the messages, or, you know, if you need help discerning what they were, ask spirit and your guides that have your best will and intentions, of course, to help you discern what the messages in the dream are. Speaking of dreams, I'm going to do share a message that I got, and this is connected to Selena, the singer Selena. Her energy's been coming around a lot, and it's something specific with dreams. So this reading, just as a heads up, it might tie into that message. Just saying, I don't know. We'll see. The situation calls for quiet and stillness until it's time to make your move. But when you do, you need to do so quickly and efficiently. This is an especially sensitive time right now, one where you're acutely aware of sights, sounds, and vibrations. So be extra careful about who and what you surround yourself with. Meditate and call upon a deep and ancient part of you, asking to be shown a vision of your life path. Listen to your own intuition over anyone else's. So that has different breeds or species of lizards, but we're not gonna get into all of that. Just felt led to share that. And then I pulled this deck out, and then this card popped out. So I'm like, okay, lizards and chameleons. This is a time of transformation. I do want to say that the number 8 keeps coming up a lot in readings that I've done. I keep seeing the number 8 and the number 5. So ironically, that card is number 58. It's something with 5s and 8s. 5 definitely keeps coming out in my experience, and a few of you guys commented on the last community post, and you guys expressed how much you've been seeing sequences of 5 as well. 5s is a heads up of major change, especially if it's triple or quadruple. You see like the 555 or 4 5s in the sequence. That is a massive heads up of a change that's taken place. For a lot of you, this change it's happened I want to say expeditiously, but I don't know if I'm using the right word. I don't even know where that's coming from. Not expeditious. I think that is a word, but I might be pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, not trying to sound smart because I might be sounding dumb right now. But it's happening in such a rapid pace. It's happening fast, quick. and it might be very painful. And the number 8 can also be associated to the zodiac sign Scorpio and the 8th house, which I believe is the ruling house of Scorpio, which is the transformative. It's an energy. It's a deep energy of healing and going into the dark, the mysterious aspects, the shadow aspects of that sign. Scorpio being water, it deals with emotions and the intuitive side, the subconscious. So there's a lot of deep cleansing. Some of you guys might be going through a dark night of the soul right now. And it's happening intensely because, like I said, cycles are closing out in your life. And not just love cycles. And when I say cycles, I mean certain patterns, chapters in your life, experiences. You're eclipsing those things out so you can start a new chapter in your life. And what I mean by chapter is like an era, like one where it's like a completely, you know, when you read books, you go to the next chapter, it's a completely new situation, scenario. It might still pick up on what happened in the last chapter, but it's speaking on past energy. I'm getting something with chapters. I heard era when I was writing down the channel message. So let's get into the channel message. Like I said, I wrote down a lot. Speaking of the chameleon, going back to the chameleon again with that number 58. In the book of this deck that I'm using, it's the Tantric Oracle cards. It says signifying number 58 signifies a path of adaptability. According to the classification of elements, this is an earth card, normally related to the suit of pentacles. The enormous head of the chameleon is pictured against a butterfly wing. I didn't even see that. Wow. Butterflies has also been coming around a lot too. And we all know what the butterfly represents, rebirth and transformation. But the process of the butterfly is also very trying and testy and painful, but beautiful in the end. So you can take your current process as such. The enormous head of the chameleon is pictured against a butterfly wing, symbolizing the ability of the developed psyche to change its coloring to the suit of the environment in which it is located. So you guys are shifting into new environments and territories, which, like I said, when you're healing, you're cleansing yourself, you're purifying yourself, you're elevating. You're no longer in the same energy that you once were in. So therefore, it's like you can't fit in those past energies. I say this all the time. When you're growing, when you're outgrowing, you no longer fit in those same circumstances, environments, and spaces that you once did. And this includes the mind. This includes the spirit. You're mature. You've elevated past those energies. So it's prepping you to match and resonate with this new energy that you're coming into, in new environments and circumstances. Says the suggestion is that through the wide spectrum of the chameleon's color range, he has become like the most fleeting detail of the environment, which here is the butterfly. The colored wing of the butterfly represents beauty and transience, fleeting briefly in and out of life. So that decision of the momentary color of the chameleon has no long-term value. The chameleon is most perceptive, yet of limited intelligence. It is constantly alert to threats, using the faculties, oh my God, I can't talk, of adaptability as a protection from predators of the world. So this card tells of a person who was able to see all around a situation, but is unwilling to take a risk. That's another thing that Spirit is stressing too. In order for you to experience different change in your life, you have to be willing and open to make changes. You have to do something different. If we keep doing the same thing, by nature, you're going to get the same results. Even if you're on one specific path, or you're striving towards one specific goal in life, doing the same thing over and over sometimes, again, it's only going to get you the same results. Versus, okay, I'm still on the same path, I'm still striving towards the same result, but I got to switch it up. sometimes it's not even about what's not working. Sometimes it's about maturity level within self, or within your energy, within your intention, your will, your abilities, your capabilities, right? So that's what I'm getting from that. The position of adaptability changing always to suit the environment. It suggests that the questioner can be easily influenced, yet this is a protection from the pressures of the world. When locating at the base region of the Tree of Life chart on this card, it indicates that the questioner has not taken a firm position in the past, and that it would be good to reconsider such a stance. So this card is also, it deals with the root chakra. So dealing with the root of things. Some of you guys are uprooting a lot of deep things in order to close out these cycles in these chapters. It could be a lot of solar plexus clearing, throat chakra clearing. So, all right, I'm going to put this down for a second, and then we're going to read. Okay, so I'm gonna write. It's gonna sound like I'm reading, because I am. All this, I got like a few pages. Anyway, someone is facing a firm judgment or final judgment. So the person, the viewer, you're facing a final judgment. This is your reading, obviously. Any persons that are tied to you right now, specifically in love, because that's what we're talking about, a romantic situation, they too are also facing a final judgment. Any parties connected to this love situation. So let's say if this is like a person that there's multiple parties involved romantically or whatever, everyone is being faced with a final judgment, meaning a decision, a choice. I wrote down that I see someone dealing with an indecisive person they are connected to. This person could be a player or someone that has multiple parties, multiple romantic parties or partners. They could have a main partner, and then there's you. Some of you guys, this is your person that you're actually with, committed. But if it's someone that you're not in a commitment with, that you share some type of connection with, there is a main person most likely that they're dealing with, and then there's you. This is for a lot of you. It's not a surprise. I'm not reading this or saying this. You have to use your discernment, but I'm not saying this to say like, oh, this is something you don't know about. Okay, if it's not something you don't even know about, or it's not in your intuition that you feel like there's someone else, discard that for right now. Okay, whatever this decision is that you guys are being faced with is one that's going to shape the next chapter of your life. Some of you, this cycle that you're closing out is like a 10-year to 20-year cycle that you've been experiencing in love. Probably from the start of when you first started dating, when you first became interested in love, or in boys or girls, whatever. This is like a 10-year or 20-year cycle, or maybe you've been with this person that long for some of you, or you've been dating the same type of person, or having the same type of outcomes and situations in love in between those times. Once you guys have made that decision that's best for you, where you're choosing yourself, Spirit is saying a new life and a new world is going to open up to you. Like everything in your life is going to be different. It's going to shift. It might start off like a domino effect. It's going to, one part or certain levels is going to shift, and then other areas as follow after. Spirit is saying that you'll look back at all of this from a more mature understanding of whatever or whomever you're choosing to. Most likely it's a masculine for a lot of you, or a man. Not for everyone, but for some reason I'm getting that. It is what it is. I'm getting a man or a masculine, that some of you guys are being faced with this decision to potentially walk away from this person as a result of choosing yourself. This isn't about you walking away from this person in order to like get someone else. It's like the whole lesson of love is choosing self-love first. Because if you don't have that for yourself, it's kind of impossible to give it in a healthy capacity to someone else. You can give love to people, but it may not be coming from a healthy place. if it's coming from a place of self-love, the love that you give is different. It's unconditional. There's no conditions. There's no codependency in that. So I feel like the reason why a lot of you are choosing or may choose to walk away, or maybe even have chose already to walk away from a person, whether within your mind or within your heart, or you physically tapped out already of this relationship, it's because you've outgrown the cycle. You've outgrown the games. You outgrown the back and forth, the ups and downs of this connection. I do feel, though, and I wrote this down, that this is a fated, it was fated for you to come in contact with this person. It was fated for some of you. I feel like this is a very intense, deep connection. It's very spiritually profound. I feel like you've experienced a lot of things spiritually as a result of this connection. I feel like, though, this connection was starting to cause stagnation in your life. It was draining you rather than edifying you or bringing peace to you at some point. So a lot of you, you're starting to see like, no, I'm choosing peace over this untamable passion, because sometimes like we think that true love is this passionate, burning energy, this up and down roller coaster love, this back and forth, this chasing and running. And like, we think that that is healthy love versus love that actually brings that peace, where it's not overly passionate. I don't know if you guys ever seen, I think it might be like a popular quote or something, but I see it on social media from time to time. It's circulated around social media for years, but it's like, it says something like, don't choose love that brings you butterflies or something like that, or the guy or the person that brings you butterflies, but choose the person that you feel at peace with, or you feel like home with. Like all that jittery energy, it's exciting. It does something to our body chemically. It does charge the energy at time, but it can be overwhelming. Can you imagine what it's like to, let's say, a battery that's constantly being charged? It will eventually overheat. Like, it's too much. Think of a flame, like too much heat, too much of these flames. Like, if I just had candles, it would be hot as shit in here. Like, it can be overwhelming. It can be too much, right? You have to have a balance. There's nothing wrong with passion, but there has to be a balance. So some of you guys, the hardest part of this decision, or what may be the hardest part of you making this decision, is that there's still a desire for each other, or you both will still have a desire. And I feel like for the person that knows, that's wise enough to know that this is not working for you right now, and you want to make a change, you're done with these cycles. Something ticks someone off. Something was like, I'm fed up with this. I'm done with this cycle. I'm not repeating it. If you're not single and you're in a committed relationship, because I'm getting, like, Spirit was showing me like two sides to this. For some of you, it is that you're dealing with a karmic connection. Or some of you guys, it was a fated connection with karmic energy in it. And I'm gonna go into depth of what I mean by that. And for some of you, you guys still have unresolved karma with someone that you are meant to be with, and you may be with them already. But there's like this one thing, it's like, I can't continue with this cycle. Like, something has to change in this. Like, I can't keep repeating these cycles with you and in what I've dealt with in the past, because it's like similar love scenarios or situations, different bodies, but same energy, similar energy. So some of you guys, it's going to hurt to let go, but for a lot of you, it is a dead situation. And I'm not telling you something you don't already know. Again, as a messenger, you have to take the message within and discern it. Don't just take it and just be like, oh, that's what it is because this person said it. You got to use your own discernment and be mindful not to judge it or reject it because it doesn't sound like what you want to hear. And be careful not to just take it on because it sounds good. You know what I mean? For many of you, this was a karmic lesson or connection, like I said, to where you were meant to grow and learn from one another. One of you, though, was more an advanced soul or like a teacher to the other. Like, Some of you, this is someone you were supposed to be with. Like, some of you were called to be with each other. Like, there is a divine connection, but it's like this other person on the other end of it is someone choosing their ego and their own way of doing things, rather than it being what the soul is ordained for, what the soul is calling, calling for, calling to align with. This person is choosing their own way, choosing their own ego. So whomever is choosing themselves, you're essentially closing out a chapter. So closing out this chapter, or what I mean, sorry, let me backtrack. Choosing yourself, when I say that, it's different from the person that's choosing their ego. Choosing the self is choosing higher and greater for self, what my soul wants for me, what the divine wants for me, what is in my highest and best good for me. It's choosing self-love. So as a result of closing out this chapter in your life and in your love life, I feel like this is the very last cycle, or this person that you're dealing with. This person is either going to be the one in the end if they rise to the occasion, and I'll get into that, what I mean by that, or they're the last of your lessons. Like, this person is the last before you meet that one. So you reach that new cycle in your life, if that makes sense. So as you're clearing out the cycles and you're clearing out these archetypes in your love life that you're used to, just as a side note, I want to share this. I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to do shadow work and just reflect as to why you were drawn to these same type of archetypes, these same type of men or women, slash connections and outcomes. Like, what is it that, why were these cycles constantly repeating? Why was I attracting the same type of parties, same type of outcomes in my love life? Let's use, for example, unrequited love situations, or where someone always has someone in the background, or a cheater, or someone that was abusive, or someone that always abandoned you, or always chose someone else over you, or always had a baby mama or a baby daddy, whatever, I don't know, like some type of situation that was always repetitive, or there was always a distance or something like that. Some type of heavy energy, like Spirit wants you to reflect on that. Go within, like, what within me was connecting with these people or these cycles in a non-critical, non-judgment, harsh energy, just from a place of truth and compassion, like being honest with self. Like, why was I even drawn to this? What in me desires this, and why do I desire this? Or why did I desire these types of connections? Go into that. It really does help. It really does. It really is helpful. I'm just saying, from experience, it's helpful. I see a new stable, sound love coming towards you that's completely opposite of this dynamic or the dynamics that you're used to in your past. Because I feel like, whereas this connection that we're talking about right now, that you're walking away from or closing the cycle out on, they were very, or just love cycles, period, not just one person, but past experiences too, where they were roller coaster ride connections, where it might have felt normal at that time, like, oh, this is a real deal due to its intensity. This connection, though, in the new cycle is actually the real deal. Or you will attract, if not a new person, soon as you close the cycle out, will there be that person that you're going to end up with? If not that first, then it's going to be you starting to attract healthier connections. Let's say you just decide to date different types of people in this new cycle. These are going to be healthier connections. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube don't like me. Sis, YouTube be hiding me. Like, they be like playing me. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. We ain't getting into that. Anyway. So yeah, you'll find these connections in the new cycle more desirable due to your healing, your visions, your wants, your needs. They've shifted to healthier desires. So in the past, you might have overlooked these connections. You might have not been able to see these healthier connections in the past, or maybe you thought they were boring because of the wounding within self. Sometimes when we're wounded on certain levels, let's say a person that's dealing with self-rejection, they'll be more drawn to unrequited love situations, or they'll be drawn to partners that breadcrumb and come in and out because it feels passionate, right? So, rather than those types of, like, I'm calling them roller coaster love situations, roller coaster connections, those ones, they're being eclipsed out. Not saying that these new connections, there won't be passion and attraction. It's just healthier energy. It's not coming from a person that you constantly have to question whether or not, you know, they care about you, or someone's playing games with you, or they're putting you on the back burner for now and then they'll come back to you later, or they got someone else but they won't leave them alone and they keep telling you that they want to be with you but they're not making movements. You know, those types of things, like, you don't deserve that. So long story short, okay, where the wounded self desired those passion driven unions, I feel like, again, like, the vision that you guys had, this connection was very much real. I'm not getting, for maybe for some of you, the way that you were envisioning it and the plans that you had was a little bit blurred because the wounded self desired certain things. Where the higher self, it sees things differently. So you guys could have been conflicted. Well, is this my person? Is it not my person? And blah, blah, blah. Not saying that the connection wasn't real. Like, that there was some type of connection. For some of you, it might have been that the person didn't necessarily, if this is not somebody that you dealt with romantically or ever was in a situation with, or a literal relationship, but it was some type of exchange of energy, it might have been karmic, but maybe someone was painting it to be divine because of the wounding and wanting to attach itself to that energy, rather than discerning what type of connection this is. It's just, oh, this is just a lesson, or this is just an assignment, or this person is just meant to teach me a lesson, or I'm meant to help this person elevate. Sometimes we take on energies because of the intensity. We don't question where it's coming from and why we feel what we feel. So that might be a lesson someone needs to learn in order to see things clear, and not from the wounded eyes and the rose-colored glasses. For some of you, I get that the person you are asking about or inquiring about, or this reading may resonate with, they know, this person knows that they have to make a decision. They know that. And I feel like it's because they know that this connection is real. They know that you are something significant. And that's not for everybody, but for some of you that may resonate. This person, I feel like this is their last chance with you. This person feels that pressure. They also feel you possibly finally leaving them alone or behind, because maybe you've withdrawn from this person in the past, but you always come back, or you chase this person and they're used to that. Now the game's changed. Like, this person, like, oh no, this person might really be dipping out. That's funny. This person might really, like, it's a feeling of, okay, I might really actually lose this person. And the truth is, they might be right, because this is the last cycle. Like, the final decision is near, is now. So once that decision is made, there's no looking back. Like, someone's life is going to be different. Have you ever seen, like, those women or those men that was with someone or dealt with some really painful, shitty love relationships, or you knew them to be in a relationship with someone that was very abusive, or, you know, whatever. And then 10 years later, you see that they finally, like, glowed up and they're happy. They have kids now, or that's not everybody's story, but let's just say, like, the so-called American dream. They have kids now and they're happily married and they're living life like a normal family, where maybe they dealt with the fuckboy that was selling drugs and they had, you know, be the trap queen to the dope dealer, whatever. And their life is completely different. And you're just like, damn, that's a glow up. Like, you weren't expecting that. That's this type of situation where people are maybe going to see that the shift. Obviously, they're going to see it, but it's like, You go from one situation in your love life to another that's more healthier, that's more happier, more peaceful, more mature, more adult energy, rather than these little childish games. I don't care how old we are. Certain people, they could be 55 and still be walking around in a 20-year-old man's mindset. You know what I mean? Or a chick that's still walking around 15-year-old mindset. So yeah, I feel like this person is aware that they're possibly going to lose you. So therefore, some of them are planning something. Hopefully it's of like pure intentions and seriousness, like something that they're going to stand on, and not one of the games where people feel like they're going to lose a person, so they try to do something real quick to keep them and then go back to the same stuff. Because I don't feel like once whoever this person is being called to end this cycle in their life and choose themselves and choose what's best for them, they're not going to put up with that stuff anymore, because they already see it for what it is. When you heal, the more mature you are spiritually, the more your mind is more in a high vibrational state. Your vibration is higher, so you're able to see things that don't match you, that are lower level things that don't vibrate right. You can sense that. You can see it. You can sense the bullshit because you've healed past that. You no longer are receptible to that energy. And when you're choosing yourself, essentially it's an act of self-love. So anything where someone's trying to like play games with you and send out that signal that you're disposable, and you keep taking them back because you don't want to lose them, rather than you thinking, okay, do I lose this person or do I lose myself? And some people choose to lose self over losing a person. And if this person constantly sees you doing that, they're like, oh, you know, even if it's subconscious, it's like, oh, I can continue to do this to this person. But when the roles reverse, where you've actually chose self, you're not going to put up with that shit anymore. That's what I'm getting from that. So it may be too late for some of these people. But I definitely see someone choosing themselves and healing from these old patterns and cycles. Because you're spiritually and emotionally turned off by this person. Like, again, when you level up mentally and emotionally and spiritually, anything that's not on that level, it's a turn off. It's like, and when I say turn off, not so much like sexually, but like spiritually, like your soul is like, I don't even resonate with this. Like, what was I even tripping off of? And this person could be fine as hell, whatever. They could have a lot going for them, but if their soul is not right, and they're mentally like immature, emotionally immature, or whatever, or they're stubborn, they're prideful, they're egotistical, because divine feminine, divine masculine energies, they are of divinity, right? They operate in high light and vibration, self-love, self-respect. They want a connection with someone that is emotionally sound. They don't want some little kid stuff, like little childish interactions and game playing and, oh, I don't know, and going back and forth with this one and that one. And that stuff is draining. It's draining. So, some of you guys, it's most likely that you're outgrowing this. No, you are. You're outgrowing these energies. For some of you, your person is stuck energetically at a certain stage, maybe at a certain age. It's like they refuse to evolve and ascend past this stage or this age energetically that they're still in. Some of them, they're like 20 years old, 19 years old in the mind, or when it comes to love and relationships, they have no idea how to handle a healthy relationship or dynamic at all. Even if they're manipulative and they like project, because a lot of people project. I've learned that lesson. That people can like mirror your energy and project to you that they're on your level. And slowly but surely, like, you'll start to see, like, no, that's not it. And sometimes we even project trying to match them, that will lower our vibration just to meet them. Because after a certain time, when something's truly not a vibrational match with you, it's going to start, that energy is going to start to imbalance itself. It's like it's going to become imbalanced. So what I mean by this is, like, in the beginning, you guys might have vibed because this person was putting on a show for you. They were putting on a mask. They were projecting to you. So you were vibrating with them, but at a certain level, you were downgrading your energy also to match their vibration. And then it started to become this imbalance, this up and down. That's the roller coaster effect, because essentially you're not a vibrational match. You can't sustain an energy that doesn't vibrate on the same level, unless one either goes higher where the other is high, or the higher has to go low to meet the other energy that's low. There's no other way. So I feel like you two are on two different levels in your spiritual maturity. Someone's a little more like spiritually mature and emotionally mature, maybe even mentally mature than the other person. In order, this person, still got notes, y'all. I'm not done with the message. This person, they have to choose their soul growth, which requires their healing through their traumas, facing their inner demons, letting go of things. So whether that's letting go of people, places, lifestyles, you know, they got to leave those things alone. In order to be with you, that's what it takes. And it's not solely just to be with you, but they got to be at a certain level of maturity within themselves. They have to be on the same level as you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Because it's like, you're not going to be able to have those forms of intimacy with someone that is unwilling to either grow and ascend and learn and to heal. Because it's not saying that you guys have to be perfect, because even where you're at, you're not, in essence, like, you don't still have your, you know, we're human, right? But in order to be a vibrational match with someone, let's put it this way: a queen deciding to step off of her throne to date a jester, and this jester is just juggling balls all day. They don't know how to even run an empire at all. They don't know what that type of responsibility is, and then you're trying to teach them, and they're just like, all I know how to do is juggle these balls. And that sounds funny. It sounds a little weird, but and they don't want to put the balls down and learn how to step into that kinghood if they're even meant to. That's the thing. Like, you got to look at it from a different perspective, or you can switch it. A king coming down their throne to, I don't know, date some Jezebel, I don't know, harlot, and trying to make her into a divine feminine. It's possible if they're willing, but it's like, I'm not trying to use this, I promise, but it's coming to me. It's the old saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And it's a song that the rapper Fabulous, he said, you can't turn a hoe into a husband either. Either way it goes, right? Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, this person, in order to be with you, this person has to be willing to do their soul work. There's no other way around it. And for some of you, you have settled for less because of how much passion and how much promise and potential you felt in this connection. Again, you were really connecting with this person, whether it was at the level or in the way that you saw it, or again, it's spirit set it up. It was meant to happen. It may not be what you thought it was going to be or what you envisioned it to be. Maybe you saw this person's potential, but again, they have to rise to the occasion for themselves. So the truth is this person was choosing to hold on to an outdated self, outdated version of themselves, rather than to do their inner work and ascend with you. So I feel like because I have been picking up in readings for like a few people, like private readings for people where they're either dealing with a person that is going to be their one, or it's like they're the last of those types of energies into moving into the new connection. So going back into my notes of what I channeled, I picked up that once you guys close this cycle out, it won't be long before blessings start pouring into your life. And when I say blessings, not just in love, just things of different blessings coming in. And it's because I feel like, for one, this person held you back. Either because you've allowed them to, or because it's just like having them in their life, they were some type of spiritual block, because there's an energy of stagnation here. This person, I feel like, was sent to come in either to help you grow and elevate only, and that's it. And also you teach them and help them, and that's it. Or it was like we come into each other's life to spark each other, be a catalyst, and rise together and be together. But again, someone halted, or they're like, I want to be with you. But there's this part of them that's fighting with the ego. It's like, no, I want to stay the same. They can't do that. It's not gonna work. It's not working that way. So you guys will have that fairy tale love that you desire. I mean, the essence of it, not so much focusing on a specific flesh and bone person, but the essence of the person, energy of a person that vibrates and resonates with this fairy tale love that you have. And it's because you deserve that. It's not, we have to remind ourselves that the desires that we have in our heart, they're not unobtainable. We're taught that we can't have healthy love and relationships. We can't have a man or a woman that will love us and respect us and have a healthy connection where we both mutually love and respect each other and trust each other. We're taught that, oh, all men are dogs, all women are hoes, or there's no such thing, you just got to get in line. Oh, there's not enough men to go around. Like, I feel like that's bullshit. I always felt like that was some type of propaganda to gain control over women and kind of just like put them in this place of submission and powerlessness and hope. Like, I don't know what the war is on feminine energy, what that's all about. There's layers to that, but I don't believe that. I don't know about y'all. I don't believe that. I just don't. But women are more, in essence, a powerful force because we give life. But I'm like, we just giving birth to people. We just birthing people out. Why is there an imbalance between masculine, like you just saying all we can do is produce women? Like, that just doesn't make sense. I feel like that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the fairy tale that you guys deserve, it may not be with that specific person. Who knows? If it's meant to be, that's cool. And at least you'll have peace in knowing that if it's not this person, it is someone that is more your match. And you'll be happy when you have them. You'll be glad. You'll look back at this shit and be like, okay, I see why. Right? But you may have been promised by this very person a fairy tale. Or maybe you foresaw that this, you know, that this could be that. It was very real in your vision. But again, if they are not in a vibrational resonancy with that fairy tale that you're manifesting, that your soul essence is going to, your soul is going to align with another soul essence that's more in alignment with, let me say that again. If this person you're asking about is not in a vibrational resonancy with that fairy tale that you're wanting to manifest, the soul essence that is more so aligned with the highest attunement with your divine path, that's going to be the person that will step in. Unless, again, this other person steps up. Because I feel like Spirit's giving them the choice to do that. But once you make your decision, that's it. It's done. So if this person does not step up, God is not going to leave you without. That's not what's going to happen. You're never going to be played, especially a person that's doing their soul work and aligning with their, it's like that. It doesn't work like that. Like, Spirit's just going to be like, oh, girl, you or homie, whatever, you just did all this work for nothing. Oh, you're not gonna have that. It's not gonna work like that. Like, spirit's not gonna play you like that. You will still receive your promise, in which that's a vibrational match. That's just what it is. Okay, so let's tap into this energy now. That was y'all know how I get. Like I said, some people just don't like the delivery. Someone told me, you talk too much. Like, I guess I channel too much. Like, what you want me to say? Like, I do what I'm led to do. Okay. Ironically, since I looked at the timestamp, it's 50:05 on the timestamp. There's that 5 again. Confirmation, confirmation. Let's see what's going on. Yes, I have my buffet of cards that I'll be using today, okay? Buffet of cards. I can't wait to get my nails done. I haven't got around to it yet. I will. Holy Spirit. This energy of this connection that we've been tapping into, what is the energy surrounding it? And I'm only doing this so you guys can see the confirmation, because y'all got to see the cards. Y'all know, you know, the tarot cards. I got to see the cards. 9, a way through. 9 is a number of endings in mastery, but it's also that hermit energy. So self-reflecting, going within is going to be the key to unlock a lot of guidance and information in your forward movement and give you divine provision on what you're supposed to do in the situation. Pretty much this connection. And I feel like you guys were meant to unlock like infinite energy within each other, like to see your own divinity. But again, someone is choosing not to do their work. Dreams. The animal message that we got in the beginning of the message spoke on dreams. So your dreams are very significant. Pay attention to them. Why is the cover up the Band-Aid card here? I feel like, again, you guys saw a lot of potential in this person. You saw the wounding, yes. You saw the trauma in this person. We all have been through traumatic things. We all have scars. Some we've healed, some we're still healing, and some that we have yet to. No one's perfect, like I said, but it's the willingness that separates the two. The willingness to actually heal and work on the self. And I feel that some of you guys kind of accepted this person and kind of just put a Band-Aid over something, didn't want to see it, kind of overlooked a lot. Flirting. So there was some type of interaction. I don't feel like this is a connection where you and this person were not, you know, having some type of mutual interest or connection with each other. So if it's just a one-sided thing and someone's just obsessed or enamored by someone that they don't have a connection with like that, because again, we're all connected essentially. So it's just all about discerning what type of connection you're in and what type of connection it is, or what's the purpose of a romantic connection. Sometimes it's a lesson, it's a catalyst. Intuitive insights. Some of you guys knew, you can see, you have insight of your own. That's why I say use your discernment. Both still in love. Like I said, this is not going to be easy because this is a connection where two people do love each other. I don't feel like I'm speaking to people that never had any type of interaction or some type of romantic interest that was known between both parties. I don't feel like this is that type of energy. So I'm not talking about like delusional connections. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about that. And I'm just joking, but I'm serious at the same time. Like, I'm being real, you know? But this is a mutual connection, or this is someone that you're with or you were with. There's a mutual interest. If not love, it's feelings of love, okay? It's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. That was the Fire Witch Tarot's Oracle deck. Love T cards, by the way. Unorthodox, stand out. You like this person because something about them was different. But the one that's for you, they're nothing like the rest of the people that you're used to dating. Like nothing, like absolutely nothing alike. Could be dealing with someone that does suppress their emotions a lot. I do get someone that's kind of troubled in energy or has been through a lot of trauma. They have trauma responses. They could have PTSD. This is someone that looks good on paper too, though. This is definitely a masculine energy. If it's not a guy, it's definitely a man or whatever. It's definitely a masculine. This is someone that looks good on paper. And they stick out to you because there's something about them that is significant. You like, there's something special about this one. I wonder why that is. Why is that? Could be that's what drove like, kind of attracted you to this person because they kind of, yeah, okay, I don't even think I need to pull on that. I feel like what drew on you and drew you, pulled you, whatever, however you use the word. When you're channeling, you sound like you're hooked on phonics sometimes because the spirit realm does not speak in verbal language first. It's energy, it's felt, and we just got to interpret it in the way that we're feeling it, if that makes sense. So I might sound a little goofy. This person stood out to you out amongst maybe previous connections, not just because of the feeling or the exchange, but because this person seemed a little bit and kind of exclusive in their energy, like hard to reach, hard to catch. And that emotional numbness might have came across as like they're being exclusive. They don't open up to anyone else, but they open up to me, though. They open up to me. They're more open to me than they are with the other girls or the other guys or whatever. I feel like this is a masculine I'm talking about. If you're a man and you resonate with this, okay, cool. Might be for you. Unless you're dealing with a man. I don't know. I feel like this might... I'm going to just keep it real. I don't like excluding men out of my readings. But this one right here, I'm going to have to be honest. I feel like we're tapping into a man's energy. And the person watching is either a woman or a feminine dealing with this man. Or I should say I don't want to exclude straight men out of my readings, but this is what I'm getting. This person seemed exclusive. Like, oh, he's not doing this with other females or other guys or whatever. They're more to themselves, but they open up to me. And they might be someone that is popular, well-respected, or has like this like major talent or some type of skill that they do that other people recognize them for. And that's another thing that drew you to this person. Is like, who can match Kobe? I mean, next to Jordan, like who can match Kobe's energy, right? So there's something about this person that stood out to you the most. All right. They were meant to, because they are a major catalyst in your life, whether they are going to be that one, or they're that one that's going to help you finally close out, like that big bang that's going to close out that cycle. It's one of the two. This connection. Yeah, you guys are dreamers, and there's nothing wrong with that. I got Pisces North Node, my bad. I'm all over the place. Let me shut the door. My brother is rude with his loud ass music. And I'm not trying to get no copyrights or whatever because of the music playing in the background that I'm not even listening to. So the dreamer card with the Pisces, some of you guys definitely are dreamers. You have the gift of foresight. You can see things before they happen. You can see people before they become whoever they're meant to become, or whether they decide to actually step into the role of who they were destined to be. You see it. you see this person for who they're called to be. You guys have the gift of foresight. You guys also have a tendency to romanticize things. You also have the gift of visions. The shadow side of this is the romanticism, the escapism, and the fantasy or over, there's nothing wrong with fantasizing, but if there's no tangible physical effort or work being put into it, it's a waste. Or sometimes getting caught up in the fantasy of things or getting caught up in these psychic illusions. You have to use your discernment with that too. But you guys have a keen sense of connectedness. You guys are mystics. So it's very easy for you guys to connect with people on a deep spiritual level and see them before they see themselves. But you have to be careful with that side of you that has that dreamer element, that has a tendency to, again, romanticize situations because you can see their potential, because of the desire that you wish to manifest. And that could also be a lesson that you're learning, that this cycle was showing you or teaching you, not just that of self-love, but also, your intuition and discernment, strengthening it and learning how to utilize it in a healthy way. Because there's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's nothing wrong with fantasizing. But it's like this energy where it became addictive, maybe. And this person themselves could also have Pisces in their chart. And Pisces, I'm not gonna lie, they can talk that shit. They talk that game. If they're a shadow Pisces, because Pisces are very articulate and they're artistic and they're poetic and they know how to utilize their words. And also it comes from an emotional standpoint, so it can really pull you in. A Pisces player ain't nothing to fuck with, let's just say that. Or someone that has like some type of Pisces moon or something, like they're nothing to play with. South Node, yeah, I feel like this is a karmic connection or had a lot of karmic energy in it. And it was helping you guys to step out of your comfort zones. It's teaching you guys how to release the past, old energies, old habits, old patterns, old cycles, so that you can see your own strength and potential. But it's like when you get caught up in the cycle of this South Node energy, you might be receptible to repeat things, or those energies become blocks and limitations for you. So this is to help you guys step out of those energies that you're used to and step into your North Node energy, which I feel like this card is kind of giving me North Node vibes a little bit. If this is a connection that's meant to work out, like where this person rises to the occasion, they have to be willing, like I said, to clear out those karmic energies. They have to do it with you. It cannot be one way or the other. And I feel like some of you guys might have prayed a lot for this person and for them to get their life together and prayed for their protection. Some of them might be living on unhealthy lifestyles or kind of unsafe lifestyles for some of them, not protecting themselves, hanging out with the wrong people, maybe messing around with the wrong types of men or women. Because if this person operates more in their ego, or they feel comfortable in that ego space, or dwelling in their traumas, they're going to attract, or most likely, I feel like this person's having a hard time with releasing, like they want to be, I feel like for a majority of you, and I'm going to say this carefully, use your discernment, because I don't want to create a false fantasy for someone or give someone false hope. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is a person, they feel the pressure and their fear of losing you is because they genuinely do either like you at the least, at the most, they do really love you. And they do really want to be with you. This is a person, again, that knows that there's a connection and they know there's a significance to it, whether they know what that is or not. Because believe it or not, some of you, your person is also intuitive. So they already have an insight into what this is, just as you do. If not more or less, they have a knowing, an insight for some. So for those of you that this person does care about you, the reason why it's so hard to let the ego go is because it's family, friends, some of them, some family, some friends that are attached to that ego self, that resonate with that false self, that outdated self, and they don't want to let that go. They don't know what that's going to look like. Or they're comfortable dating partners that don't really challenge them, that don't make them feel inadequate or less than. So they go for the lesser, or they go for the drama and the cycles and the ups and downs with these other partners or multiple people that they deal with, or they like the attention because it speaks to the ego. It's hard to let that go. It's a battle. It's literally a battle between the ego and what the soul is wanting and saying. Some of you might be dealing with a King of Swords person. Adonis keeps coming to me. So this is somebody that's very attractive. King of Swords does not have to be an air sign per se, but it does go back to the numbness. This person is intuitive. They are. And I feel like if it's not an air sign person, they're definitely in their head. They are thinking heavily on this. They're thinking heavily about this, and I feel like this person with this bouquet in their hand, it's like, okay, well, I gotta give something. I have to offer something. It's not a matter of they don't know. They know. The King of Swords is the knower. He's the master in his suit. So he knows. It's not the Page of Swords no more. He knows. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, see, like y'all waiting for this person to grow up or level up. It's like investing all of your coins in your pentacles, waiting for this person to match and reach your level, your energy. Like, I've grown up, but why, like, you still, like, in this, what's going on? And a lot of it is arrested development for some of them. Not everybody. It's like there's a part of them when it comes to love where they're stuck at a certain age because something traumatic happened to them. Not everyone. I have to say this. I get that you guys have like a mother and son dynamic. Like this person's significantly younger in age and they kind of look up to you a little bit. There's nothing wrong with admiring your partner and being inspired by them and motivated by them. But it's almost like where this person expects you to like kind of take on the responsibility of which like their mother maybe didn't. I'm sorry if that triggers anybody watching. I don't know, because I just have to be honest in what I'm getting. I'm looking at the cards. They're dead smack in front of me. So I have to read them accordingly how I'm seeing the energy. So if you don't like it, it's something maybe you need to deal with yourself. I'm just delivering the message. But I definitely get that there's this waiting for this person to like match your energy. And they have the potential to. These people look alike. The male and feminine, they look alike. It doesn't have to be physically, but energy. We're looking at the cards visually, but the energy is like, okay, they're similar. If I can do it, this person can do it too, and vice versa. We're mirroring each other. So it's like the things, as they say, when we admire things in other people, it's things within ourselves that we just have yet to embrace or tap into. The things that we don't like in people, it's something within us that we got to check what we don't like about that, right? So this person has the capacity, or at least the potential to be that, but it's like they're not doing the work. And it shows who's doing the work. Ten of Cups, there is a desire to like end up together. And I feel like you both mutually share this desire. It's not one-sided. I feel like you've even made it clear to each other that you want to be together, that you feel a connection to one another. It's a lot of turbulence and a lot of mixed emotions, though, at the same time, about reaching this completion together, if it's possible and if it's not, and this and that situation is happening, because there is some obstacles in the way with these mountain pieces or blocks, these rocks in the middle of the waters. Someone does know that the opportunity for a fresh new start or to create a new energy is in the midst. And I feel like someone's got to cut drama out of their life. And this person is like, I'm not doing this anymore. You can fight this battle on your own. I'm not doing it, because this card is in reverse. It's feminine energy, or this woman, feminine or woman in the situation is like, I'm not doing this anymore with you. And the whole thing of it is like, there's two masculines here, by the way. It's like, I don't want to continue to deal with conflicting energies or energies that are opposing to mine. I want something that is going to be stable and grounded. But the thing is like, even if there are people in the mix that are not of this person's highest good, or they might still be dealing with someone else or dealing with multiple others or whatever, they're not even really the block. It's the person. Like, the person's allowing these things to become a block and a distraction. It's not actually that they're that powerful in the situation, because they're not even showing up in the cards. It's more so about the work. So what is Spirit advising you to do at this point? Other than choose yourself, like, what do you do? I don't even think it's even... I'm not saying it's not worth us looking into the advice, but yeah, it's not... For the feminine, I don't feel like you need to do anything different other than focusing on what's best for you. Because this person, they got to make a decision too. And their decision has got to be making these sacrifices to let go. Can't do that, Bryce, until the Lord save her for me shit. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like, Lord ain't going to save somebody for you that you're not even in preparation for, getting yourself right for. It's a trip. No. It's not going to work that way. It's not. Either you let go, because it's a sacrifice. It's something that's not easy to let go of. But the thing is, I feel like the feminine energy in this, or the woman in this situation, has made too many sacrifices for this situation and not enough for themselves. So it has to be a two-way street. It has to be an equal give and take. Because this has been a painful cycle. Not saying that it hasn't been painful for the masculine energy as well. But I feel like for the person that has been doing most of the work and kind of putting like themselves in a position to take on so much, there's been too many sacrifices already made on the feminine's end. And now it's like, okay, this masculine energy is being called to do the same. Hey sis, how you doing? Greetings to everybody that's watching. Yeah, they gotta let go. If anything, if they want to take on any type of Bryson Tiller energy, like, don't play with her. Don't be dishonest. And some of them have been dishonest and playing games. That's why this reading is here, obviously. All right, one more card and we out. Or deck, I should say. I don't know how many cards are going to come out. But my intentions is only to pull one card, if it be that way. Close this energy out. Let's see, Holy Spirit, what is the message? Angels and ancestors. See, I knew it. Like, we're not giving you just one card. They like, boo, we ain't giving you just one card, okay? Key to the temple. Number 22, that might be significant. Number 54, my birthday. Hey, 5-4, a partner. Lift up, number 46. Yeah, it's time to lift yourself up. You've been lifting, I was about to say the MFs. You've been lifting MFs up for so long. After a while, we do have to kind of hold ourselves accountable for that. Like, no one is pulling our leg, and if they are, shame on them. But we have a choice always to how much of our energy we extend, and that could very well be the lesson in this current cycle that you guys are meant to master and learn. So you guys have the key to, with your intuitive knowledge and wisdom and your past experiences and that which the divine, the Most High, and your spiritual team has given you, you have the key to unlock a sacred connection with a partner that does match. This is like primordial, like ancient original people energy, essence, partnership, like that type of energy. You have the abilities and capabilities. Some of you guys are being initiated and promoted spiritually in your new cycle. Who you're coming into, who you're manifesting within self, who you are in essence, that butterfly that's about to you know, the wings about to be popping. Anyway, that person is very powerful, and it's not going to be anything like who you came in as, if that makes sense. Like, your energy is just different. It's more you. It's just more you. And that's what's going to attract that sacred connection, a sacred union, because you've unlocked yourself. That's all this shit is about. I say that all the time. Like, these connections, it's about self. And when I say that this person has to, you know, in order to be with you, they have to elevate, it's not them choosing you per se. Like, yeah, in a sense, yes, but they're choosing themselves. They're choosing, the only way that they could even be with you is them choosing themselves in order to heal, saying, I'm going to heal this, I'm going to release that, that's self-love. That's active self-love. There's 444 here. I don't know if y'all see that. Yeah, I know this is 54 and 46, but if you look at 22, that's a 4. You have the 4 in the 54 and 4 in the 46. 444. This is a blessing in disguise. Is how I'm reading this. Being able to pull out the 4s out of these cards. It's a blessing in disguise. It's powerful energy. I don't know too much about the 444 law, the law of 444 or something. I don't really know too much about that, but for some reason that's coming to mind too. I'm gonna look into what these cards mean just to get a little more information. This has been a long message, y'all, but I feel like it's worth it. The key to the temple, if you want to screenshot it. You are finally being connected with the ancient wisdoms you have been moving towards. The universe's secrets to success, the wisdom this earth has to offer. It could be a good idea to create more special and sacred spaces in your physical surroundings. Remember to be respectful as you proceed. Just because you have the keys to the temple doesn't mean it's yours. Number 46, I'm going to read that because that's what's next as far as numerologic order, the lift up card, number 46. What you have been working on is worth all of the attention and accolades. Take confidence in your work, show it off, put your work out there for others to see. You never know when something you create will truly touch someone. Don't wait for a person or influence or of influence to acknowledge you. Move forward as if you already received this validation. Yeah, this is about validating yourself. No longer cloaking yourself and dimming your light to match others, or downplaying yourself to fit a certain vibration. No questions on this live, y'all. It's just a general guidance, and I'm out. But yeah, it's time to lift you up. Not saying to just exclude others. When you're divinely led to be a light and beacon of light for others, or speak life into others, or support them, and all of that, you'll be led. That's the difference now. You're not overextending yourself out of validation, or to be seen, or to be recognized, or to be loved, or to be validated, or out of guilt trips and gaslighting. There's a difference now. It's not the same energy anymore. Thank you, Bianca. Connections with ancestors and angels, and on the right path for spiritual awakening. The universe has heard your prayers, and for us to stay focused and finish our tasks. Thank you for that. Yeah. 54. Wow. This card, it says this card is about divine partnership. You have found, or will soon find, a partner who will have a lasting effect on your life. This could be a karmic or past life connection. It doesn't by nature have to represent a romantic connection. Whatever it is very important to your life experience. This sums everything up. This either is that you found that person already. Either way they go, they're going to play a significant role in your life. There is karmic energies involved, or also the new energies. You'll soon find that person, and they're going to be significant. It's just summing everything up. So we're going to close that out. We're going to leave it where it's at. Yeah, so definitely do some shadow work, a little shadow healing. Go within, focus on yourself at this time and what you need to do. Get your mind clear and get your mind right. Anybody that's meant to be in your life, they're going to align as such. It's not your responsibility whether or not this person is going to rise to the occasion, because at the end of the day, if it's not meant to be with them, they're not going to choose to make that decision. So it's only leaving room for what is meant for you and meant to align. So yeah, there's two types of karmic energies. There's that's the heavy unfinished business, painful energy sometimes, and then there's the karmic payout of the positive energy that you put forth, the efforts and the work that you put forth, the fruits of your labor. So yeah, take it as it applies to your situation, if it even does. That's like, if it even does. I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you as always. Much love, and I'll catch you guys in the next reading.